ready for the pain and feel completely dirty when you're done. Arvin, are you ready for blast off?
I told you not to eat Indian food, man.
How are you blasted off? Prematurely.
We are
The Three Guys Rant.
Arvin, Mike, and Phil.
I already feel dirty.
Call us at 855-693-GUYS.
And if you didn't understand that, let me try to do it in English, because that was Puerto Rican. You are listening to the Three Guys Rant. 855-69-3-GUYS. That's 693-4897.
693?
I love me some Pringa.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I'll let you take it because when I usually take it, I go off the walls. But today's a serious state. But I will start with thank you for tuning in. This is the Three Guys Rant with Arvin, Mike, and Phil. Telephone number here is 855-69-3-GUYS. Again, 855-69-3-GUYS. We're in Los Angeles, but I know we're gonna talk about Boston for just a little bit here.
Yes, we are. So
Apparently, the news is still coming into the room.
Well, no, the news is still coming in. We got hit by what is being described as a terror attack, although they do not have any suspects yet. I know there is apparently at least 2 people killed, 132 injured, and doctors are saying that they're pulling ball bearings out of people. So it kind of would indicate that it could have been some sort of what's the type of bomb I'm talking about? Pipe bomb. So
Pipe bomb.
So who knows? It seems to be pointing at domestic terrorism, but who knows?
Yeah, no, we're talking about it, or you guys were talking about off air, and I gotta agree. It doesn't. It seems like it was here, as sad as it is to say. I think it was somebody upset here in the States. I don't know.
Well, I mean, one of the things they were talking about when they looked at the footage. Again, this would make more sense to Mike because Mike actually served. I didn't, obviously, but. One of the things they were seeing is that the white smoke that went up when the bombs went off indicated more gunpowder.
Yeah.
And they're saying that a lot of terrorists would have used a petroleum-based bomb, so you'd see more of the black smoke.
Right.
I mean, I will say this, for whatever happened, I mean, our hearts go out to those people. It was, you're out there having a good time. It's Patriots Day to top it off. I really, really, really do hope that it's not some homegrown terrorist, what was it, Timothy McVeigh?
Tim McVeigh, yeah.
All we need is another lunatic who's mad at this country, one of our own doing that. Like Mike said, they're pulling out ball bearings. They're saying this was deliberate. There was speculation in the beginning, and again, this is all coming in fast and furious, so we know what you know if you're watching CNN. But, I mean, at one point they were saying there was an additional 3 bombs. Thank goodness that 2 of them didn't go off. They got to them in time. They were able to dismantle them. A 3rd one was blown up. So I don't know if that meant a 4th one was at the JFK library, or if that was the 3rd one.
Did they say how they knew about the other ones that didn't go off?
No, and normally they're not going to speculate on that. They're not going to tell you how they knew. My only assumption would be that as soon as the first one went off, and based on the proximity of where they went off, they were probably looking in that immediate area because they were saying the first one went off. It was triggered by cell phone. They shut off the towers. After the second one went off, I'm sorry, the first 2 went off 50 yards apart. So I guess the assumption was there might be more, and they were able to find them pretty quickly. If you're streaming live right now, you're going to see the footage, which is the same footage you're seeing just about everywhere. And it's not something that I'd want to be a part of right now.
No, it's amazing, man. It was a happy occasion over there. It was actually a state holiday, like Phil said, Patriots Day. So that meant there was more people than normal out in the streets watching that route. And it's tricky. Anytime you have an event of that magnitude, the route is 26.2 miles. I mean, to try to secure all 26.2 miles of that route, it's almost impossible. So they did a good job.
And we were just talking about that the other day, that it's not unfortunate, but that you could finally feel people starting to relax a little bit.
Right.
It seemed like you go to large sporting events, you go to outdoor events. This is going to, it's one of those things where they talk about how terrorism wins. That's something on this scale, and it's unfortunate. I think they're saying that one of the people that passed away was a young boy of 8 years old. The numbers are still climbing, 132 injured, 17 of them critically. And, these kind of things can affect the stock market. This is where they talk about how terrorism has its upswing or how terrorism can win because an event like this triggers a lot of panic.
Now, do you ever have second thoughts before you go out somewhere? Something like this?
No.
No fear.
No, but again, and that's going to sound, arrogant. And it's not because I'm brave or whatever, but, I grew up in a neighborhood that, again, it wasn't South Central and there wasn't shootings every day. But I look at these kind of events mathematically, which is sadistic of me and it's kind of cold.
But it's probably the best way to go about it.
It's the only way without going insane. I mean, we even doing what we do, joking around, playing around, Mike and I more than Arvin, but we read a great deal of news. People can become easily depressed and want to harm yourself if you read the news day in and day out with all the sad stuff that gets published.
I stopped. I'm gonna go with because because it's so sad and depressing. But read the news. Not really. I read headlines. I know the news. Unless it's something I'm specifically looking for, I even try to avoid the news because that's all there is.
And I can understand that, and that's why I'm saying mathematically to me, I look at, there is 330 million people in America. I don't want to say that we're one of the brave ones and, we don't want the terrorists to win. It's not that brave. It's more along the lines of, though, you can't live your life in fear. And somebody just quoted that the Dodger game is on high alert tonight. So they're going to be watching that one coming through. But, we went to New York the year following 9/11.
Well, I was there. I was at 9/11 within the same 30 days. I think I was there about 2 weeks after the fact because I actually had family that lived, I'd say about 2 blocks from where the incident happened. And I got to say, it's what I saw 2 weeks into it is like something you would see in a movie. It's like something out of the Terminator, and definitely something I never want to see again.
I don't blame you. Bomber.
Guys, how you doing today, man?
How are you?
I'm all right. Little shaken. When stuff happens like today, it just really makes you like circle back on life.
You have anybody affected out there, or
no? Unfortunately, or fortunately, no, not. Me being a Yankee fan, as you guys know, you always have that like hatred for Boston during this year, but I think everybody needs to take a step back and just realize how quick this country is going into the toilet.
You see, and I guess that's the mentality and the hope that we can fight that because of these whatever losers or degenerates were the ones that set off those bombs. We're hopeful that they can get through this. Because again, I really, really hope, as much as I don't want it to be an act of terrorism, I want it less to be one of our homegrown.
Well, regardless of who did it, it's an act of terrorism.
Yeah. But one thing, a lot of these people, whoever it is, they forget the strength of this country. They can tear down buildings, they can take lives, but the smart Americans, the smart people that are proud of this country, stand together and back each other. I heard you guys talking about 9/11, and I was there just right after it, and even though there was that somber, like Terminator type feeling, the core of everybody's heart and prayers and thoughts just go out with all the victims or people just affected. Hopefully there isn't a large body count. And then hopefully people get the message. You just can't do that kind of stuff in this country, and hopefully they catch these guys.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So, I mean, I know as from the last time we checked, there was about 2 people that have died. Correct? Everybody else, you said it's about 132.
132 injured, 17 of them critical.
Now, and part of those was loss of legs and arms and whatnot, correct?
They haven't come back with the final numbers, but apparently these were pipe bombs with shrapnel. So the intent was to hurt as many people as possible.
What sucks is that it's probably it's this opinion here. It's going to be homegrown, and then it's going to be interesting to see the direction that the conversation in this country goes. Because typically when you have somewhere else to blame, somebody else to blame, particularly a foreigner, it seems like people get closer together when it's one of your own. It's gonna be weird to see how the country reacts after this, if it in fact is homegrown.
Yeah, well, it kind of sounds like it was homegrown. I mean, just because of the premise of where it was and how, what event they chose, and not saying that the event wasn't as popular, like as the New York Marathon or anything like that, but it just didn't seem like it was planned, to send a message, because I think with all the hype with North Korea,
Right.
everybody panics, and that's what it sounds like from, like, everything's on high alert again now. So
Yes.
everybody's on their toes again. So it's just devastating, man.
Yeah, well, thanks for the call, man.
Hey, good talking to you guys, and take care and be blessed, huh?
All right.
You got it, man.
Thanks.
We're here for you.
Likewise.
Take care.
All right.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting as more news comes in. Yeah, but I think you're right, Mike. Every time something happens, I know it's everybody gets together, and not that necessarily everybody's looking for retaliation, but they're always looking for
Retaliation.
retaliation.
Well,
Yeah,
they're looking for somebody to blame. It's always. I mean, and let's face it. Ever since 9/11, every time something like this happens, it's the Muslims, or it's the Arabs, it's this and that. So it remains to be seen. I mean, who knows? Who knows who they actually find did this?
I mean, what do you think is going to happen if it is here? Is it going to be nation divided, or you think they're going to be just
No.
going after people?
No, this is
or?
no nation divided. If they find out that, again, it's homegrown, I think it's going to be nation unified. I think this guy won't be able to hide this time. It's not going to.
But what if it's not one person? What if it's a group of people?
I think that it's a different animal. If you, right now, I don't think the mindset is what it was. Even during Timothy McVeigh, there were certain people who said, oh, he was railroaded. Oh, we were looking for somebody to blame. Oh, we were going after them. Times have changed. To your point earlier, does it change your attitude? Does it change your demeanor? With so many issues in this country already, nobody wants this.
I think it's also going to what's actually going to sway the situation a little bit. The way the country feels about it is how long does it take to catch whoever it is. With Tim McVeigh, I don't know if you guys remember, that was pretty quickly. We got that guy fast. So hopefully the FBI and everybody who's involved in law enforcement, it seems like the quicker we can resolve this, the better it's going to be for the country.
Well, the whole Timothy McVeigh thing was because they found a VIN number on an axle that had blown up from the truck they rented.
Right. So,
Oh, wow,
to show
really?
you. Law enforcement, man. We got some good guys here.
Stick around. We'll have more to say about the topic. You're listening to the Three Guys Rant on the Rant Radio Network. We'll be right back.
Transmitiendo en vivo en Los Ángeles y alrededor del mundo. Would you like to comment? Get on the radio.
Check out our website at www.the3guysrant.com.
The Three Guys Rant.
What up, foodie freaks? It's Chef Bev Lazo with the Culinary Trend Show. Join me and my brigade every Thursday night from 8 to 9 p.m. where we will be cooking up some crazy stuff that will give you the appetite for discussion. It's all about the good food, good friends, and good times. Only here on RantRadioNetwork.com.
This is Anthony Sykes, your host for Sykes Accounting and Consulting radio show, where we help small businesses grow and give you tax tips every Tuesday from 6 to 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Catch us here on RantRadioNetwork.com. Thank you.
Hi everyone, this is Dawn Garcia and I'm your host of A Taste of Dawn Radio, a show about discovering the passions, the sexy, and the moments we're savoring. Tune in for live music, celebrities, inspiring visionaries, and everything in between. See you every Wednesday on Rant Radio Network from noon to 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And remember, live life well.
Hi, I'm Aaron Michael Sanchez.
And I'm Kelly V. Dolan.
And we are excited to announce our show Live with Aaron and Kelly is on Rant Radio Network. What do we talk about on our show, Kelly?
We talk about everything from entertainment to business and tech, and we have a few laughs in between.
That's right. Go check us out on rantradionetwork.com. That's rantradionetwork.com.
Check it out.
This segment's sponsored by Mucho Macho Michelada. Whenever you got to spice up your beer, Mucho Macho Michelada is for you. Only real men.
Did you say mucho macho?
Mucho Macho, baby, where the real men come to drink.
Hey, I don't always drink michelada, but when I do, I drink mucho macho michelada.
If only Arvin could be a little more Mucho Macho.
Will it put some hair on my chest?
No, but te quema entrando y saliendo.
Streaming live from Los Angeles, the Three Guys Rant with Arvin, Mike, and Phil. Check out our website at www.the3guysrant.com. The Three Guys Rant starts now.
All right, we're back from the break, and as more news comes through, we'll keep you updated on Boston. If anybody wants to call in and vent, if anybody wants to talk to us, you can find us at 855-69-3-GUYS, or you can go online, Arvin, to one of our social media sites.
The3guysrant.com. If anybody doesn't know how to spell that, you can also go to arvinmikeandphil.com. You can hashtag us on Twitter at hashtag the3guysrant.
All right, we're going to move away from the topic for now, but we'll come back to it at the closing and give you a recap if anything changes. Arvin, what you got?
Nothing, because we're supposed to have an in-studio guest.
Yeah,
so
she's coming in. But again, for anybody that's here in California knows, well, I guess by California standards, there must have been a horrible storm, even though it was just a drizzle. But when there's rain here in California, apparently everybody forgets how to drive. So I'm not saying that about. Wait. I just caught myself. Not saying that about the guest.
Are you saying she's Chinese?
No.
Wow.
Oh, no?
All right, so before we offend everybody, let me talk about a story that happened in Washington over the weekend. I know this one would be near and dear to Mike's heart. You know, and I come from the food service industry, so I was a little bothered by this one. The dog's name is Wilson. So, yeah, for Arvin's like, okay, another dog story. He's a trained service dog.
Okay, I was going to say, this isn't the one on the train track.
No, that was Banjo. Banjo was a Russell Terrier, but
Banjo was his name-o?
Banjo was his name-o.
I like that.
Yeah, I knew you'd like that. But no, the dog's name is Wilson. And over the weekend, they went to, where did they go? They went visited their dog. They went to Village Cafe on Stone Road in Centerville, Washington. And while Wilson sat quietly at Pat's feet as the owner, okay, he was getting his teeth cleaned. They went next door for lunch, only to be shocked by the treatment of the owner's wife. She came over and demanded they leave immediately. Now, I'm going to say this, and this is going to be harsh. I don't care if you're an immigrant. I don't care if you're an idiot. How can you not know that in this country, service animals are allowed? And second of all, the thing is...
Are you kidding me? That's...
The dog... No, and this is not even funny, haha, because the dog had on the harnesses, like you've seen for people that are visually impaired or blind.
Right.
That help you cross. We've had...
So even on top of that, they usually even have like a little yellow vest that even says on the side service animal.
And I'm going to say this again. Like I said, I come from the food service industry. I've accommodated lots of people with lots of different issues over the years. Not because they wanted it, just because it was, the decent thing to do. But this guy, he was a vet, a current vet, okay? Comes back injured, defending, again, whatever you want to call them, whatever your beliefs of the war. Our military defends us and the rights. So as a service dog or somebody who requires a service animal to be thrown out of the establishment because you're an idiot, dude, to me, that's just disgusting. That's wrong.
But was there any other witnesses? Did anybody intervene? Did they actually leave, or what happened?
You know what? It doesn't say. That's part of the problem, and I've looked for it more. The owner came out and said that he wanted to apologize to the guy, that he apologized for his wife's action because they didn't understand. They didn't know that he was a service dog. Okay? And what I'm saying is that, again, in this country, I don't want to hear it. I'll tolerate a lot of stuff. Years ago, we had a gentleman who used to come to one of our locations when I was still into the food business, and he came to us specifically because we would bring his dog a bowl of water. He sat outside, no big deal. He was welcome to come inside, and he would tell me the story of how he was at a, I won't say the name of the chain, but at a hot dog place.
Mm-hmm.
And the manager actually called the police on him.
Does he run with Fitzel?
No, you know what? I don't want to slam them. John Gallardi died over the weekend.
Who's that?
The founder of Wiener Schnitzel.
Yeah?
Did he really?
He died, yeah. After making his comeback and pushing all the commercials, he passed away yesterday.
How old was he?
Young. He was in his mid-70s.
See, he doesn't look that old in the commercial.
No, he
but
doesn't.
That is a lot of Botox and surgery, I'm sure. But
I don't know. I mean, 70, but
he had just come out with those 3 great versions of hot dogs.
Yeah, he passed away over the weekend. So, but it's not the chain's fault. It was the manager who.
But wait, again, I know you haven't specified whether or not that is the chain. I mean, look at that, man. How do you not know what that vest means? Again, people, anybody out there, make sure to go either on the3guysrant.com or rantradionetwork.com, and you can see all the pictures and videos that we're talking about.
Bro, I can go one further for you. I had a woman one time come in with a mutt in her purse.
Right.
And we said, ma'am, she says, before you try to throw me out, she says, he's my comfort dog. I have a prescription.
That is a new category, too.
I know. So I was like.
People don't realize that.
And I was like, okay, I don't care. I said,
how do I get one of those prescriptions?
But my thing was, look, if she wanted to lie to me, I wasn't going to ask for the prescription. It's none of my business.
Right.
She said it was a service dog. If the health department came in, then they could have thrown her out or whatever. But where I'm going with it is, if people need a service animal, whether it's comfort, whether it's hearing, sight impaired, whether it's one of our vets, and to your point, the way the dogs have the equipment strapped on, I don't understand how you do not know.
Well, I don't understand how you can open a restaurant or a service establishment like that and not know that people can bring their animals, their service animals.
Right.
I mean,
isn't that
who doesn't know that?
Isn't that on some kind of exam that you need to take a license?
No,
to get
unfortunately,
certified?
to your point, it's not. And I've always found that disturbing that a lot of the things, the irony, for example, you can buy a restaurant today. Next week, they can come sue you from the ADA because your bathroom isn't handicap compliant.
Right.
And we've known people that's happened
I understand.
to.
What I'm saying is, to
and
your
attorneys
point, though,
make a living doing that crap.
Right.
And that's what I'm saying, though, that to your point, it's not on a test anywhere. They don't teach you any of these things.
You know what? Me personally, I would rather serve animals like that than certain individuals that I know.
I know you would.
Are you speaking of serve as in bring them food or serve as in use them as food?
So all I'm saying is,
the first one.
if you were at Village Cafe on Stone Road in Centerville, Washington, I don't care for the apology. Don't patronize them. And if you want, have your dog water the plants. That's my 2 cents on that.
Yeah, I just don't get it. Now, you were saying at one of the places they were on the outside and people still had a problem with the animal being on the outside.
Well,
of the
no.
restaurant?
At this particular hot dog place, they were on the inside. And the manager kept trying to tell the individual to leave, and he was trying to explain, this is my service dog. I'm blind. She didn't care.
that never registered?
No. This
Wow.
idiot actually called the police.
This is going to be a hell of a segue into my segment.
I know. I
Stupid
knew you
people.
would like it, and I'm going to hand it off to you on that one. But so all I'm saying is, it's one of these things. If Pat Horan of Washington, if you're ever in LA, let us know. We'll make sure nobody mistreats you or your dog.
Yeah. I'm speechless on that one.
That's rare for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're still talking. What's your definition of speechless? I'm just wondering.
About 2 seconds.
Oh, okay. All right, so that's good enough.
So, do you want me to go into the whole thing?
Go ahead.
Because I was going to do a whole segment. It's a whole segment, but if you want to go down the list, my whole thing is...
Well, then if you want, go get your guest, and we'll save it for the next segment. We'll let Mike carry it from here.
All right.
What do I gotta carry him?
Dude, with all the pictures that I have of the two of you on top of each other?
Wow. He's always on top of me. Hey, but something, I mean, it has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but, it's something that I care about, and we've talked about this. I think we talked about it in a previous show, and it's the Pentagon finally scrapped that idea to have a medal for drone pilots. I'm sure you guys have read about this.
Now, were you for or against it?
I'm sure Arvin hasn't.
I know.
No, it's against it, man.
A medal for droid pilots.
Yeah, and the idea came up with Leon Panetta, the previous Secretary of Defense, and then it was going to be called a Distinguished Warfare Medal, and this a-holes decided that it was going to rank.
Oh, a medal.
A medal.
Man, your accent is thick. I'm like, what are you talking about? All right, continue. Go ahead.
So, all right, for those of you hearing the soft, sweet tones of a female voice, that is comedian Erica Ines.
Innes.
Innes.
Yeah.
Okay, she's joining
Guinness?
us.
Yep.
And she'll,
Right. That's what I try to tell people.
Like Guinness without the G.
But then they get confused. They're like, so Inns. No,
I was going to say, leave it to the drunk in the room to get that
All
one
right,
right.
so comedian Erica Innes will be joining us throughout the rest of the show. So if you hear the interjection, that is her. She's got a segment coming up shortly, and we'll turn it back over to Mike.
No, so what I'm saying is, they decided they were going to attempt to bring this device into service, and they were going to make it rank above a Bronze Star and a Purple Heart, which you're awarded in combat for bravery or being
Okay,
wounded
so
in
you're not
action.
against a medal. You're just against where they were going to place it.
I'm against medal, period.
Wait. You're talking about a medal to fly an airplane, basically, remote control.
Yes.
That's what you're getting a medal for?
They were going to give a medal, and it was going to be ranked higher than a medal that a soldier on the field would get. So you could, in essence, these yahoos are sitting over here in Florida in an air-conditioned room.
Again, I love our military forces, and I love you for being an ex-military, but the only trophy they should get for that is from PlayStation.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
But I think part of the conversation is just in that modern warfare in the direction that it's going. So that's what some people are arguing, though. I mean, are you truly against somebody who happens to have that ability? I understand they're not a ground warrior.
I think you're asking the wrong person because he's
no. But he's
boots on the ground
No,
soldier.
but he's usually pretty reasonable about this stuff. I'm curious. That's why I'm asking his opinion because he was there. So I mean, are you? That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't put it above a Purple Heart or.
I'm okay if they get some sort of service medal or
Just
a
not
service
above.
device, not one that is going to rank higher than one that
Yeah,
you're in
one
combat.
that you received. They'd be higher than you.
Right.
Oh, that's it. I'm out.
But you figure a guy is sitting in an air-conditioned room 10,000 miles from the field, has never set foot in the field, and he's going to get a medal that's ranked higher.
The only thing that I'm hearing you complain about is that he had to go to the Middle East. And how hot was it with you and your camel out there? 120, 130? So
it's a good thing we have a young lady in the studio.
It sounds like the only complaint is that this guy is in an air-conditioned room.
So at any rate, finally, we got Chuck Hagel in there now, who's a combat vet. He himself has a Bronze Star and a Purple Heart. He served in Vietnam, so he said, "You know what? Nope, that ain't gonna happen." So,
no, they are gonna get something, right? It's a paper certificate.
No, it's gonna be a device that you can wear on another medal that you've earned. So that's good to go, man.
Is that what they call it, a device?
A device that you wear
No,
on
no,
another
it's
medal.
a term.
A device, yeah.
Is it
You
really?
You can put a device, yeah. Like if you get a Bronze Star, and you showed valor in that situation, you get a Combat V, which is a bronze V that you put on the actual ribbon or on the medal.
I've never heard them called
There's
device,
different
but-
things. Yeah, it's called a device. But anyways, that's done with the VFW, which I'm a lifetime member of. Fought it, and we won it. So,
all right.
I gotta say, we got a true patriot in the room because he hasn't fit into his, what are they called, Marine Blues?
My dress blues.
Your dress blues in about 30 years, but yet you still wear pins on your shirts.
But I still have them. I still have my blues. They're still in my closet.
Are they going to be for Junior?
I think you can wear them already.
All right, you're listening to the Three Guys Rant of the Rant Radio Network with special in-studio guest Erica Innes.
Like Guinness.
And we'll be right back after the break. Stick around.
Call the Three Guys Rant now.
Would you like to comment? Get on the radio.
Check out our website at www.the3guysrant.com.
The Three Guys Rant.
Are you watching the game at home? Why? Come watch it at Mambo Grill, the hottest spot in Downey. You'll have good food, drinks, and a great time at a low price. We have the coldest beer in our sports bar, where you can enjoy the game on any of our huge flat screen TVs. And when your home team wins, you get 25% off anything in Mambo Grill. We're on Downey Avenue, 1 block north of Firestone, or visit us on the web. Mambo Grill, love at first bite.
Welcome to the Monster Marketing Group, your one-stop shop for all your marketing needs. Anything you need to make that marketing and advertising campaign stand out, we're your people. Concepts, design, production, social media, anything that you can dream up, we're going to make happen for you, and we can do it in a very quick turnaround. Please give us a call at 888-49-MONSTER.
This This segment's sponsored by Mucho Macho Michelada. Whenever you got to spice up your beer, Mucho Macho Michelada is for you. Only real men.
Did you say mucho macho?
Mucho Macho, baby, where the real men come to drink.
Hey, I don't always drink michelada, but when I do, I drink mucho macho michelada.
If only Arvin could be a little more mucho macho.
Will it put some hair on my chest?
No, but te quema entrando y saliendo.
The experts know that for pastry, Baker's Bodega has it all. Exclusive brands like Westco Bankmark, Satin Ice, and Pastry Pride. One-on-one day seminars for cake decorating and gelatin art. So for our service, wide range of ingredients and supplies, and for the low prices, Baker's Bodega has it all. But you don't need to be an expert. Baker's Bodega, 7869 Paramount Boulevard in Pico Rivera. Come, we're waiting for you.
This segment has been brought to you by Coco Cafe. It's a cafe latte coconut water with espresso. And I came across this wonderful little drink just recently, and it has to be one of the best things I've ever had. I'm pretty obsessed with cocoa water and espresso, so the thought of it together was a little bit, I wasn't sure what I was going to get, but my gosh, let me tell you, it's super tasty. It's made with natural coconut water, a strong shot of espresso, and a splash of reduced fat milk. You can visit them online for more information at drinkcococafe.com. Once again, I want to thank everyone at Coco Cafe for being a sponsor of this radio show. Thanks so much.
Streaming live from Los Angeles and worldwide, The Three Guys Rant with Arvin, Mike, and Phil. Check out our website at www.thethreeguysrant.com. The Three Guys Rant starts now.
Sort of my PR person did that because I was all, what? But that is an article, so.
And those,
and you're listening to
that was not me.
Uh-oh.
Although it sounded just as feminine.
It did.
That was on air.
That's all right. Before we go to Erica, Arvin's got a special caller on line 1. Arvin, take it away.
David, are you there? David. I know I heard him.
So did I.
I hear you.
Oh, there you are.
DJ. There we are. It cut out for a second. How are you guys?
How you doing, David? We're doing
good.
great.
Good. Thanks for having me on.
No, absolutely. I know. I actually watch this show, so it's actually a privilege to have you on and discuss the show that you guys are actually pushing and promoting right now.
Oh, well, thanks for watching. The first half of the season did really well. We got picked up for 10 more episodes. This is a continuation of season 1. We're going to be shooting over the summer, and we're looking for, again, highly skilled individuals to try some really, really unique stunts and records that will get them in the Guinness World Records.
Wait. I'm sorry. David, wait. You said highly skilled individuals. Was this the show you made me watch where that girl was trying to jump in and out of her panties?
Yes. That was some talent right there.
Okay. Now the people in the book are highly skilled. They need ratings, Phil. They need ratings.
No. I'm okay with it. I'm not bashing it. I remember you were watching something when I walked by your office that one day.
Yeah,
and I was trying to figure out what it was.
Boy, this girl has skills.
And what is the show we're talking about?
It's the Guinness World Records Gone Wild on True TV.
All right. And when is it going to air?
I'm not sure on the air dates. It did air last winter. Well, I guess this past winter, so it would probably be either at the end of this year or early next year.
Okay.
And it's funny, the girl you mentioned about jumping in and out of the underwear, she's actually a gymnast. It is pretty hard to do. We just try to take a more fun take on some of the records. That way, they're a little more interesting to watch.
David, I got one question, David. We'd like to see that in studio, and do you have her phone number?
Well, of course, we have her phone number. We booked her.
Hey, David, has anybody ever approached you folks with a stunt or something that you just thought it was either too crazy or just too dangerous and you passed on it?
Yes. We get a lot of, some are pretty dangerous. There's the one out there right now, have you heard of the cinnamon challenge? Like, they eat a spoonful of cinnamon?
Yes. Yeah. We actually had a comedian here that actually did it. It was like a spoonful of cinnamon and a gallon of milk.
Oh.
Yeah, and we had those out for the possibilities, but I guess there's some dangers with the fact that the cinnamon can get in your lungs, and that was the risk. We actually had some pretty high risk stunts. We had Professor Splash do the highest high dive into a shallow water pool, which is only 12 inches, and he's over 40 feet of a dive, so it's a giant belly flop.
Whoa!
We had somebody slice watermelons off someone's stomach. We had somebody run through, I think it was 10 blocks of ice. So some of these are pretty dangerous, but most of the people are highly trained and know how to do it, or there's some that we just want everyday people to try as well that are not as risky, of course.
Oh, look, we're getting ready to stream. I think this is a girl and the pennies.
What do you have for Arvin? The more dangerous, the better, please. If it involves gasoline and flames, Mike and I will be more than happy to douse him and hold him for you. But what do you have for Arvin? Please tell me you have a spot for Arvin.
I'm sure we do. Well, Arvin, what would you like to do?
I like to cut watermelons off his belly button.
With a chainsaw.
Using a rusty machete.
A rusty what?
Wow.
Machete.
I'm not even sure what you said, but I'll go back to the chainsaw.
You know what? I got to say, I don't usually say that I watch much TV, but every single stunt that he said, I've actually seen. So I must watch, actually, I think every episode of the show.
David, please.
Yeah, there were 6 episodes, so maybe you saw all 6.
All right, so here's the scenario. I don't know if you're streaming, David, but Arvin's built like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. And
I would go more like with Zeus.
But he's fluffy. Okay, we're going to call him he's fluffy and formidable. Well, you tell me the fighting weight you need him at. We will starve him until he reaches that weight. And whatever you want to do, we'll make sure he signs.
This girl is... David, just so you know, we're streaming some of the show right now for our streaming audience. And this girl, I think, is...
I don't know
jumping
if she's
rope
jumping, is
on
she
her
jumping
butt.
rope?
Is she jumping
Yeah.
rope?
Oh, yeah.
Butt skips. Yeah, that
Butt
one's really
skips.
hard.
David,
You should be good at that.
David, you have some of the most talented women I've ever seen on your show.
Wait till you see what's coming up next. For the
Oh,
next round.
spectacular.
Now, I know one of the things that we should address is where you guys debuted. You guys debuted with 1.4 million viewers.
Yes.
That is impressive for any show.
But let me give Dave, please tell me it was you that came up with it, because whoever came up with the final 2 words was sheer genius, because you knew that every male brain out there only picked up 2 words from your ad.
The Gone Wild?
That's it.
Yep.
That's all they heard. So everybody tuned in for Gone Wild. I got to believe you guys were 97% male in your first episode.
Yeah, that I don't know. I don't know. I don't have the demographics offhand, but yeah. I mean, look, and plus it's a proven brand. I mean, everybody knows Guinness World Records. I mean, so many people had the book growing up and looked at it and knew all these crazy records. And these are more palatable for things that could be done in a short amount of time. I mean, some people submitted things like they want to break longevity records. Well, we can't really do that on TV. It's more quick bites, like most in a minute, most in 30 seconds, rate like those kind of things.
What's he eating? Hot dogs?
I think he's eating hot dogs. No buns, just hot dogs.
Just hot dogs.
He's swallowing hot dogs whole.
Mikey,
hot
Mikey, we found a record you can break, Mikey.
Dude, because we don't have time for the entire... How many did he take down?
He did. I believe he did 9. The record was 8, and he did 9. I think. I want to say I don't remember offhand, but I know he broke the record. So whatever it was, he beat it. Maybe he did a 10. He beat it by 1.
And he's pushing it down.
I'll keep my comments to myself.
Yeah, better.
Wow.
Hey, David, I have a question. Now, what inspired to bring this show out? And the reason I ask is maybe I'm far off, but I know one of the judges there was actually on Rob Dyrdek when he broke all his records on his reality TV show. And at that time, I got to say, I wish that there would have been something like this. So I don't know if that kind of helped bring this to light or not.
I'm not sure what the final push was. I mean, it's a proven brand, and there is a market for high risk, entertaining, records and stunts.
Well, I gotta say, when I was little, there was what was that show? That's incredible.
That's incredible.
I would never miss that show. And I was probably like 4 years old, so that's probably why.
That show.
That's probably why I love this show so much. Now that thinking about it, I probably have seen every episode of this.
That's awesome.
Hey, David, real quick. Also, so when the person breaks the record, do they go into the regular Guinness World Records book, or is there a different edition for these kind of stunts?
No, they go in. This is completely sanctioned by Guinness. There's
Okay.
a adjudicator right there, and those are actually, that's the big appeal to a lot of people. These records, it's expensive sometimes to get an adjudicator or to get somebody to actually officiate your record. So the fact that there is somebody right there to verify it and give you the rules and say yes or no, and yeah, if you break that record, you're in the next book.
So, David, let me ask you a question. What if you want to break a record that isn't even in the book?
Then it's not a record.
No, but is it possible? Can you address Guinness and say, hey, I want to do this and have it be official, or does it have to be an existing standing record?
No, we actually, I can't remember offhand all the records that aired last year, but yeah, there's about, I would say, a half a dozen to maybe a dozen that we created for the show that Guinness approved and became brand new records. There's one where a guy jumps on a shovel and crushes potatoes, slices them in half. He had submitted that one on his own. Like, that was his submission. And
it wasn't it wasn't his potatoes, was it?
No.
It was actual potatoes.
Actual potatoes. I can't remember how many he didn't break the record, but Guinness will set a standard of what the record should be, based on what they, after they see what the record is, they'll then set a standard. So I did one, now I'm the record holder. Yep.
David, how about this one for you? Since Guinness comes, it was a European beer that started it all, and all the pubs over there. What if we tie Arvin up, put him in a thong?
Why do I always have to be the guinea
And we use
pig?
cricket bats. I beat him in the gut, Mikey beats him in the ass, and we see how many hits he can take. How's that?
That sounds like something we might be interested in.
And then for the following show, we'll bring people on that want to break our record. And we use Arvin again.
All right. Yeah, we have several records already up and running for the season that we're trying to fill, and then we're gonna have, since we have 10 episodes, we have a lot more. So we're adding records. We're currently casting right now. We were looking to get the word out that we're, maybe there are other fans of the show that are listening to your podcast or your show. And that'd be great. If there's anybody out there that wants to try this, we're looking for great people, great ideas. Great talent.
Absolutely. I know that you sent me the information earlier. I've gotten it out there. It's going to go up on the website here shortly, but it's gone out through all of our social media. In regards to that, is it just? I know you said it's not a casting call, but is it just people send in YouTube videos, or how do they go about trying to even get on the show?
Yeah, if they go on that flyer, there's a link. But if they just go to highnoonentertainment.com, there's a tab where you can click casting, and that will have the information on how to apply. And some people are submitting records, and some people submit to us, and we say, oh, well, look, you submitted this record, it didn't get approved by Guinness, but here are some that are approved for the show. Would you have any interest in trying them? And that's how we were able to plug some people in last year too. It was like, well, they had a skill set that matched. For we had one, the fastest worm, the breakdancing move, and there was a guy who had mentioned in his application he was a great breakdancer, and he ended up getting a Guinness World Record.
Nice.
All right. I actually saw that episode too.
Thank you for watching. You know them all.
All right, David. Well, again, if we're gonna have to figure out how we can get on that show, but thank you for the phone call. Is there anything else that we need to know in regards to the show before I know the segment's coming to an end?
That's it. But what I'll do is I will look and see what records we have. If I think there's one that you might like, I'll email you. You'll tell me if it's something you want to do.
If you have anything for three fluffy Latinos that have absolutely no skill set, we're those three.
Awesome. We just want people to come on and have fun, too. There's one, most words spoken in a minute.
You know what?
I can win that.
Woo! You know what I was going to say? What about this one? What about the quickest waxing? I say we cover, fill, and wax and just do one big body strip.
I could definitely run that by them. It'll be fun to watch.
All right, David.
Thanks so much for calling in. We'll keep your message going out there.
All right, thanks so much. Appreciate your time.
Take care.
David. I got to say, that sounds like a good time.
Yeah. It is a pretty funny show. It's entertaining when you watch it. So again, Guinness World Records Gone Wild. Coming, he said in the summer maybe?
I believe so. He didn't give an exact date, but I know that True TV is running their reruns now. You can check it out. Again, 1.4 million viewers out of the gate. That's impressive.
And we'll be back.
Looking for a delicious, fresh family meal that's ready when you are and easy on your budget? Welcome to Piara Pizza. We make our pizzas with handmade dough, 100% real cheese, and tomato sauce blended with our own spices. Nothing is ever frozen. We always have large pepperoni and cheese pizzas fresh and waiting for you for only $5. Or choose one of our specialty pizzas. We have veggie, meat lovers, supreme, and Hawaiian. Add an order of our amazing hot wings, cheesy bread, or breadsticks. Our locations are ultra modern, ultra clean, and open 7 days a week. Visit any one of our locations today. Or check us out on the web at www.piarapizza.com. Piara Pizza. Fresh, hot, and ready for you when you come in. Stop in for your Piara Pizza today.
What up, foodie freaks? It's Chef Bev Lazo with the Culinary Trend Show. Join me and my brigade every Thursday night from 8 to 9 p.m. where we will be cooking up some crazy stuff that will give you the appetite for discussion. It's all about the good food, good friends, and good times. Only here on RantRadioNetwork.com.
Hi, I'm Aaron Michael Sanchez.
And I'm Kelly V. Dolan.
And we are excited to announce our show Live with Aaron and Kelly is on Rant Radio Network. What do we talk about on our show, Kelly?
We talk about everything from entertainment to business and tech, and we have a few laughs in between.
That's right. Go check us out on RantRadioNetwork.com. That's RantRadioNetwork.com.
Check it out.
Streaming live from Los Angeles and worldwide, The Three Guys Rant with Arvin, Mike, and Phil. Check out our website at www.the3guysrant.com. The Three Guys Rant starts now.
All right, we're back from the break. For those of you that are just tuning in, we're still trying to figure out ways to torture and inflict more pain on Arvin.
I never understand how I'm always the guinea pig.
Because you're the young one. I'm sorry that you were the baby of the family, but Mike and I had younger brothers, and that's just the way it goes.
You want to torture him? Let's hide all the snacks in the office. Right?
That'll hurt him.
I don't want to know where you're going to hide them.
Hey, enough about us. We have a lovely guest in studio who has tolerated our insanity for the last 40 minutes.
I'm here every week.
No.
Unfortunately.
Soft, sweet, feminine sounds of Erica Innes rhymes with Guinness.
Yeah.
And there are some very cute pictures of her online through her PR site. And we're going to let her tell her. Now, you're a comedian.
Yeah.
It says here you started 7 years ago.
Yep.
And what's funny is it says that you were awkward and a little nerdy and found that it was cool.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I can see why Arvin immediately wanted to have you on the show.
Because I'm cool.
So how did you figure out, you know what? I want to go into comedy.
I like making people laugh. Also, just the way I grew up. Like, there's a lot of comedy at home. My mom used to let us get out of trouble if you thought of something funny, like about what you did.
You know what? That is awesome. I've never heard of anybody doing that with their children.
Well, it wasn't on purpose.
Like
you just knew you could get away with it. You're all, what's funny about breaking this? Okay.
So if you make your mom laugh, no trouble.
Yeah, usually not.
I like that.
If you messed up, though, it would probably be worse trouble, because now you messed up and your joke sucked.
Okay, what is, I mean, and is it just a term? What is nerd spirit? Smells like nerd spirit.
Oh, we thought it was a funny title because, there's smells like teen spirit. Mm-hmm. So it's just like.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Phil's genre was before that.
Now he gets it.
Sorry.
Well, you just showed your actual age.
I don't deny it. With all the white hair, who are we kidding? All right. I'm sorry about that.
I'm sorry, Erica. So you were saying before this guy had his brain fart.
What?
So again, for anybody streaming, make sure to check out the Three Guys Rant. You can actually see Erica on there, and Smells Like Nerd Spirit. I actually got it as soon as I read it, and I liked it. The only other person I've ever seen kind of reference that was Weird Al, when he does his what do you call them? His spoofs.
Yeah, he has a song where he's like, don't know.
He does a lot of, and I always like him.
It's just teen spirit.
Yeah, and there's a lot of times where I know he does a song, and I usually like his version more than the original artist. So I thought it was a great play on words. And again, I find it impressive that from shyness, you just got the nerve to do comedy and make people laugh.
Yeah, I don't know. It was hard at first. I probably had way worse stage fright than everybody else. You're supposed to want to be on stage, and I'd get up stage, and I'd be like, "Why am I here? Oh my god!" And then I got the hang of it.
Where was your first performance at? The first one.
My very first performance, the very first time I ever tried stand up, was on the stage at the San Jose Improv.
Oh, so that's a big club.
Yeah.
And I was so bad that my friend just hugged me afterwards.
So, hey, was it like an open mic or was actually?
I took a class to do the hang of it, and the instructor said, you have really bad stage fright, so we're going to put you on stage at the San Jose Improv. And I'm all, what? And then I didn't sleep for 2 weeks. I was just wired like, oh my God, I'm going to go on stage. And, yeah.
How long was your set?
It was 3 minutes. It was the longest 3 minutes of my entire life.
But I mean, some people you had to make some people laugh.
Oh, I did. It was hilarious to see me freaking out. I was all, is that the light? I don't know if this is the light. Why am I even up here? And the crowd thought that was pretty funny.
That is
nice.
funny.
Well, I basically a reason it could never get any worse than that. So worst was over, and then I was like, whatever. And then I kept going.
Nice.
So what does it take though to go back? I'm curious about that. If you were terrified to get on the first time, in your opinion, you said you bombed. Somebody gave you a hug afterwards. But I mean, we've had people that visit. And they're terrified of being in this room. And they don't have to do anything but speak into a microphone.
I think it's good to do stuff that scares you. And I think, I mean, they did laugh, but it was more like laughing at you than with you. And
in my book, that still counts as a laugh.
I was going to say, we understand that extremely well. I'm not sure how many people laugh with us.
So I don't know. I think if you get off stage and you're like, I could do better, and that's in your head, then you're going to just keep going until you can do better. And then when you do better, you're like, I could do better than that. And then it never ends. And then 7 years later, you're still doing it. And you're like, I could do this better.
So 7 years later, do you look forward to a heckler? Do you get ready for the crowd now?
I love hecklers, especially if it's a night where, like, it's a little slow and you're like, well, because it's such an instant connection. Like, immediately the crowd's like, who's this moron? Like, let's all look at this dude. And then, you said something funny about him. Now it's like, it's all about the moment right then.
So do you go out there and start badgering the audience? Are you one of those comedians?
Oh, no. I don't. I mean, I let them start it, right? I don't like it if you're just. I mean, I've seen one of my friends is a really good like insult comic. So if you do that, that's cool. But that's not like my thing. Like if I'm gonna tease somebody in the audience, usually it's because they started. Like
so once they start, the gloves are off.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But you got to be careful, right? If they're drunk and they're just good natured and they're being cheery, I don't like to put those people down because they don't get it. They're just having fun. I mean, some people would, but I would just try to make them part of the show and then give them some attention and then move on.
Oh,
now typically when
kick them while they're down. Come on.
Now typically when you do a set at a comedy show, with multiple comics, how long is a set?
Oh, it depends. Totally, like what slot you get.
All right.
Like showcases, like there's different like statuses, like and then also just what people want. Like I've seen some people who are super famous come in, but they only want 5 minutes because they're practicing for like Conan or Letterman. So they just want to practice like their set and then get out. And then sometimes like you could get 20 because you're on last, or 5 or 7 or yeah.
All right, because I remember we actually went to a show at the Ice House, in Pasadena, and. Ray Romano walked in. He was practicing his set for the Obama inauguration.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
He just walked in, and they gave him the stage, and it was pretty cool to be there.
And it was funny to see him, though, because you could tell he wasn't in the moment. It was almost like if it was a work rehearsal for him. He's like, okay, I'm going to sit down. I'm going to look at these. He was thinking them through. He was doing the delivery, and he would turn on Raymond and then turn off for a second. He'd go back to it. And he was going through the motions, so it was kind of funny to watch him do that.
Yeah, it's like all in character, and then he's like, wait a minute.
This
is funny.
So what would you say has been your highlight, the biggest moment for you so far?
Like in comedy?
Yeah.
Besides being in the Three Guys Rant.
Yeah.
Besides that.
You realizing you can go no lower than this, so this everything from here is sideways or up.
Oh, so she's gone full circle, is what you're saying?
Absolutely.
I think it was actually recently I did a set where they asked me to headline, and I didn't know I was headlining. I showed up, and they're like, "You're headlining," and I was all cool. And then I didn't freak out. I was just like, "Whatever, I'll do that." And then I headlined, and the crowd liked me so much. I was like, "Well, I'm done now. I gotta go." And they're like, "No, stay, tell more jokes." And then so I stayed. That was kind of cool. Usually I haven't been asked to like stay. They had a good time, but they're not like, "No, you can't leave the stage." That was like a really cool moment.
That's awesome.
Pretty cool.
Are you able to do something here in house? And again, I ask only because we've had about half a dozen comedians over the years, and nobody can seem to do it with just us three. They're like, no, I need the audience. I need the moment. They can't seem to.
Well, I feel like if you do it like away from that environment, it's not the same anymore, right? Because you're like you've prepared something for that medium and that kind of thing.
Fair enough.
Okay, can you just make fun of Arvin for like 3 minutes?
Hold on, I mean,
look at him.
There's a caller for her. Hold on. Caller? Hello?
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 No, I guess it's prepaid ran out. All right.
Eric, I have a question for you. What is your video game system invention?
Oh, I invented a video game system. Well, you know, like they have video game systems. Like they always have like kind of sexual sounding names, like Xbox or the Wii.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
right?
So I invented one called.
You know what? I've never even thought about that.
I invented one called the G-Spot 4.
And where can I buy some of those?
It comes with this controller that baffles men. They just get it and they're like, "How does this work? What?"
Wow.
Mikey, apparently you have one already.
Whoa.
There you go.
Yeah.
I like.
Yeah, you would.
I didn't expect that one.
What did you? All right.
There's more, but I don't know. Like you can't you're not supposed to say like stuff is dirty on air, right?
No, not that dirty. No.
Yeah. So
I say go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would. What shows do you have upcoming? Is there something you'd like to push or announce?
Sure. Thursday I'll be at Flappers Burbank. I'm hosting for Jerry Rocha in the Yoo-Hoo Room, and then on Friday I'll be at Flappers Claremont. And hang on.
How many flappers are there?
There's 2.
There's 2. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, really? I
For
thought there was
Lisa Alvarado, I'll be working with her.
Nice.
Okay. And then since you said that you have to, you asked if you needed to keep it clean here. What is your set normally like?
Some of
Are you edgy?
Some of it's dirty, some of it's clean.
Let me ask you something,
All
because
right.
I gotta say, one of the biggest surprise and best comedy nights I've ever had, if you could believe it or not, was Bob Saget, because he comes off so clean cut, and you think of what was the name of? I think it was Dan. I can't remember if it was Danny or not, but you always expect this very clean cut, very, very nerdy, just clean comedy guy, and he starts talking about ball cancer and his damn daughters and this, that, and the other. I mean, he was dirty and raunchy.
Yeah.
Is that the kind of comedy you do?
No, I do comedy that's like just about, I don't know, I do comedy about being a nerd, and I do a lot of comedy about like dysfunctional stuff and like, just like observational stuff like mixed together. And so some of it's dirty and then some of it's clean, because, that's like how a person is. So
Right. I gotta say, I wouldn't expect that looking at you, and I gotta say that it would probably be hilarious just to see somebody that wholesome looking have some of those things come out of their mouth.
Well, when she walked in, my first thought was after reading this was that she reminds me of Rita Rudner. She's got the same wholesome look. She comes across so sweet and innocent. But yeah, if her comedy set is the way she's describing, it's got to be spectacular.
Now, how did you come about with the nerd kind of thing? Was that something that you thought you fit into that, or is that part of the act, if you will? Or
I've always been pretty nerdy since I was a kid. Like my first crush was like Mr. Spock. That was one of my first crushes.
Was it because of the Vulcan grip?
I didn't even think of that, but that's on his shoulder, so I don't think so.
Oh, is that where it's at?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
See, Arvin thought that's where the G-spot was. No, bro.
I thought he found the Xbox.
Yeah. I mean, so I grew up an interest in computers, an interest in comic books. I used to watch all reruns of the original series Star Trek. I tried at one point to teach myself Vulcan as a teenager. It didn't work very well. Now they have a website. You can go on a website and it'll teach you Vulcan. But I don't have time anymore, but that's pretty cool.
That is cool, man. I gotta say, everything she described right now reminds me of The Big Bang Theory.
Yeah, exactly.
That's one of my favorite shows.
I can actually see you on that show. We got to work on trying to get you on that show. have you be somebody's girlfriend.
That's like my favorite show, yeah. So.
All right. We're going to a break. We'll be back after this with Erica Innes in studio. And we'll continue.
Be right back.
What up, foodie freaks? It's Chef Bev Lazo with the Culinary Trend Show. Join me and my brigade every Thursday night from 8 to 9 p.m. where we will be cooking up some crazy stuff that will give you the appetite for discussion. It's all about the good food, good friends, and good times. Only here on RantRadioNetwork.com.
This is Anthony Sykes, your host for Sykes Accounting and Consulting radio show, where we help small businesses grow and give you tax tips every Tuesday from 6 to 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Catch us here on RantRadioNetwork.com. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Aaron Michael Sanchez.
And I'm Kelly V. Dolan.
And we are excited to announce our show Live with Aaron and Kelly is on Rant Radio Network. What do we talk about on our show, Kelly?
We talk about everything from entertainment to business and tech, and we have a few laughs in between.
That's right. Go check us out on RantRadioNetwork.com. That's RantRadioNetwork.com.
Check it out.
This segment's sponsored by Mucho Macho Michelada. Whenever you got to spice up your beer, Mucho Macho Michelada is for you. Only real men.
Did you say mucho macho?
Mucho Macho, baby, where the real men come to drink.
Hey, I don't always drink michelada, but when I do, I drink mucho macho michelada.
If only Arvin could be a little more mucho macho.
Will it put some hair on my chest?
No, but te quema entrando y saliendo.
Streaming live from Los Angeles, the Three Guys Rant with Arvin, Mike, and Phil. Check out our website at www.the3guysrant.com. The Three Guys Rant starts now.
All right, we're back from the break with special in-studio guest, Erica Inez. That's all right. Don't worry about it. And she just bumped my mic. And
Whoa. She just bumped your what?
The mic.
Let me get this straight. During the commercial, we're talking about big boobs, and she's bumping your mic now.
Hey, you know what?
Yeah, but we're talking about your big boobs.
And she's going to stick around the next hour and help us discuss some of the topics of the day and what's bothering people. Go ahead, Arvin. What do you got?
Oh, now it's my segment. I could have sworn this is yours, but I'll go ahead and start it.
Okay.
I know usually I do my People Are Stupid segment, and it's usually here with Americans. Last week I apologized because we were the stupid ones in the golf course looking for little white balls all over the place. But the thing I want to talk about is...
You're always looking for balls. But go ahead.
If you can believe it or not, I actually went to a bookstore over the weekend. You know, figured I'd go cougar shopping.
Hey, bro. An adult porn store that's open 24 hours and has that one section where everything is wrapped in that thick plastic and you got to buy 3 at a time. That's not a bookstore.
Yeah, I don't think they were thick because of the plastic.
That's not a bookstore. Okay?
I think there was something else.
What's amazing is how you described that perfectly.
Hey, man, I've been told, I've heard stories, okay? I've heard stories.
You want to tell us about those stories?
Go on, sir. Go on.
So anyways, so yeah, I went to the local bookery, and I noticed that one of the biggest sections that's in bookstores now is self-help. Now, I don't know what the hell is going on with it, but the first thing that came to mind, and maybe Erica, you can help me out here. I don't understand how something could be self-help when you're reading somebody else's book. That makes no sense to me. I just don't get it.
Because it's like advice, and then you're supposed to like use it to fix yourself.
Right, but if it's self-help, shouldn't you be helping yourself?
Yeah.
So isn't?
And yet, if you fix it yourself, it's no longer needing help.
I wanted to let him go.
Yeah,
I wanted to let him go.
So you're saying if you have an issue and need help, you should write a book on how to help yourself.
Well, I'm just saying.
And then you should give it to other people.
Right.
So it's more for the authors.
That's what I'm saying. If you need a self-help book, shouldn't it be your own book? I'm just saying.
You do understand the theory of self-help is that you made a determination that you have an issue or a situation that you need to resolve within yourself.
You know what?
And it's usually something that other people don't want to help with. They're like, sorry, that sucks. You should fix that.
Yeah, I just don't get it, man. Life is simple. You get up, you go to work, you eat 3 meals, you take 1 good dump a day, go back to sleep, and you do it all over again. It's not that hard. What's so complicated about life?
So why did you need the book? What are you having trouble with? Taking the dump? Sleeping? Eating what?
I was walking past that section. I didn't stop there. It was a whole corner of the bookstore. So
did you at least glance through the topics?
He was upset because they didn't have enough pictures.
Yeah, I can't read a book if there's no pictures. Let's see here. What else?
That must have been a small bookstore, man.
Did you go to the book signing from one of our previous guests? Did you get
maybe.
Was Fred Hawthorne there? Did you get him to sign your book?
Oh, you know what? I think his book signing was this.
Oh, so you missed the signing because you were enthralled by the. Here's a book right there, man. Look at that.
Lindsay Lohan, creator of the cocaine, coffee, and cigarette diet. You know what? That actually doesn't sound half bad.
Yeah, only to you.
You should change coffee to whiskey.
Oh man, the other thing that I didn't get either was motivational tapes, seminars, and books. I don't get why you would need somebody else to motivate you. I just don't get that.
Because you can't motivate yourself?
Why would anybody want to be motivated by someone else?
Because they don't know how to do it themselves.
Yeah, but if you lack motivation, I don't see a seminar actually motivating you to do anything.
Well, there is a multi-billion-dollar industry that begs to differ because...
no, because a motivated person is actually doing something.
Because people are attending these seminars, and a lot of people swear by them, you know?
Yeah, but usually the people that are motivated are the ones causing trouble. You got child molesters, serial killers, Christians, Republicans. These are all the people that are out there causing trouble. If you show me somebody's at home that's a pothead...
Hold on, let's back it up a little bit, real quick.
Yeah, you know what? Mikey, go ahead.
How did Republicans, child molesters, and all those people, what do they have to do with motivation and creating trouble?
Because
how did you bring all that?
They're motivated to try to screw somebody out of something or literally screw them.
All right.
So I'm sorry. I want to elaborate on that. So child molesters. A child molester, according to your definition, went to a
Tony Robbins
seminar. That's what he went to a Tony Robbins seminar and left there so pumped that he became a pedophile.
I think he just broke the tape.
He became a pedophile. Is that what we're saying? I'm just curious.
In so many words.
Arvin at the Three Guys Rant. Is that what Arvin at the Three Guys Rant is saying?
Is that also his email? Arvin at the Three Guys Rant.com.
Hashtag Arvin at the Three Guys Rant.
Hate mail.
Wow. I mean, really?
All I'm saying is if you show me a pothead that sits at home watching nothing but game shows, he's causing no trouble. He's fine. He's not one of the motivated
Erica,
people.
Do you see what we go through? See, we give Arvin a segment.
I apologize.
Okay? And so now, maybe from a woman's point of view, can you please define or explain to us how it went from motivational self-help to a pothead sitting on the couch? Because we, for years, have not been able to put the pieces together.
You mean I'm not lazy, stupid, or crazy?
This is, the King's people weren't able to put Humpty Dumpty back together either.
All right. Wow.
Okay, Mikey, what do you got?
I don't know that I have anything that I can top that. But
well, here, no. Let's stay on this. Let's stay. If we're going to stay on this topic or in that arena of, wow.
Sorry.
You know you're on to something when you have a comedian laughing.
Justin Bieber.
Yeah. All I got to say is good night, people.
This is for Arvin. Justin Bieber went to visit.
Oh, what a moron.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He went to
the Anne Frank thing, right?
The Anne Frank Museum. And he wrote in the guest book that hopefully she would have been a believer.
Way to make the whole thing about yourself, right?
Right.
Referring to the nickname from his fans. Justin Bieber hopes Anne Frank would have been a believer.
A believer or a
believer?
A believer.
Believer.
Okay.
Oh, and you're saying my jokes are bad.
He was visiting the house. He was visiting Anne Frank's house in Amsterdam, and that's what he put. In his mind, he said the saying in the guest book that it was truly inspiring.
You know what? This kid is going to be...
What was inspiring?
19.
He's 19. I don't see him living past 25. He's too big of a moron.
Okay,
I think he's going to get killed or
he's in the dead.
OD on something.
He's in the Deadpool because he's a moron, not because he's on cocaine or meth.
No,
or
that's what I'm
anything
saying.
like that.
He's going to OD or something. He's going to be one of those, that is going to die young, and people are going to say, it was a tragic death, and I don't see it being
because
tragic.
you saw a curve in the road and forgot to turn the wheel, and he went
Yeah.
right off the cliff, kind of thing.
I actually read that a rabbi backed him up. He said, "Oh, Anne Frank probably would have been a believer. She was obsessed with Hollywood." And
It's
people
funny
in
you say that
Hollywood."
because it says, had Anne Frank been a modern day teen instead of a tragic Jewish figure in hiding during the Holocaust, would she have been a believer? And it's appropriate for Justin Bieber to hold out that hope because whoever wrote the article is asking, are we too hard on Justin?
No,
Sometimes they are. There's one thing I heard about like where it was news that he wore a T-shirt in like freezing weather to go to the airport, and that was like news. What a dumbass! He's in a T-shirt. I was like, really? That's new? Come on.
Yeah.
That's too much. Like this. Like I get why this is news, but like they're kind of, sticking it
This
to him.
kid can do anything. He can just be spotted taking a dump, and
Well, what's funny is that's on
camera
here. It
crew.
talks about he went
talks about him
shirtless.
taking a dump?
No, shirtless through a Polish airport. Or if he's accused of spitting on his neighbor, he has 37 million followers on his Twitter account.
Half of them are fake.
Probably. That's still a hell of a high number.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, okay,
No,
fine.
but you know what? It's. I'm all for whatever the hell you want to call it that he does. But I saw an interview with him on David Letterman, and it does seem like they're friends off air. But even David Letterman, which is usually very dry in my opinion, was even kind of poking fun at him and making fun of him. And he was just too stupid to even realize that they were making fun of him on national TV. And then I saw an interview with the mom. She was on The View or one of those women's shows. What do you women watch?
If she tells me she watches something on Spike TV and you knew The View, we got problems.
Game of Thrones.
Is that what you watch?
What
like
is
Game
that?
of Thrones or True Blood or Big Bang Theory.
Okay.
I'm going to continue with my
Since
story.
we're in the subject, talking about beavers, but this is an actual beaver.
Excuse me, but
I saw that one last week.
I
That's a
believe
good
I
one.
believe I was in the middle of something here.
Yeah, whatever. A man tried to take a photo of a beaver, and it killed him.
Oh yeah, that was
see that?
crazy.
It just happened that the beaver bit him in his thigh and severed an artery, and the guy bled to death. But then,
Okay, but how many? But what killed me is his friends were with him.
right,
Not one could do a tourniquet.
apparently not. But what's amazing is I'm thinking, a beaver? What the hell? So I went on YouTube, and I started looking. These animals are freaking crazy, dude. There's so
Hey.
many videos of beavers attacking people.
All I gotta say is that if me and you are ever out in the woods going for a hike, hey, crotch rot. All I gotta say is if that happens to you, if you get bit in the crotch, you're bleeding to death.
Okay, first of all, it was the thigh.
It was, yeah.
I don't
No,
know
no,
how
no.
much-
knowing him, he was gonna squat right before the beaver bit him.
Eric, are you looking for something to do every Monday from 5 to 7? Because we're about to have an opening real soon.
But apparently, these animals attack people, man. I was watching, people were just in the woods, and they happen to run across one, kind of filming them, and just turns and charges.
Yeah.
Why?
It's like, holy
because
crap.
Because the people are probably too stupid to leave the animal alone.
But, most of these people that you see in the videos are probably 8-10 feet away from them. They're not hounding them. But I just thought it was funny, man.
Well, in that same week, I mean, everything happens in threes. Didn't 3 people die?
Yeah,
in
a lot
the
of
same
people.
week around the world.
Yep. And then there's this 83-year-old woman who was attacked by a Komodo dragon
I'm sorry, what?
Whoa, where?
in Indonesia.
Okay.
But she was
That's
able
what
to
I
fight
I
it.
was thinking like, just
no,
like
but-
going to Kmart and this Komodo dragon's like, ah!
No, hold on. That was in.
That'd be
no,
an
Have
interesting
you ever been to a
Kmart.
Kmart in the ghetto? I mean, let me tell you what, it wouldn't be that far off.
Oh,
Come
you know
on.
what? It was a Target in Indonesia. But apparently she's going to be okay. But you know what? Don't mess with the beavers because apparently beavers have teeth.
Really? That's how you bring it back?
All right.
Erica, do you have another friend? Because apparently there's going to be 2 openings next week.
Oh, Christ. I'm telling you.
Hey. You see?
It got awfully hot in here all of a sudden.
Thank goodness we're going to our first break of the second hour. We'll be right back. Stick around
I
for
think
the
I
guys'
have,
rant.
I think I have beaver fever.
Call the Three Guys Rant now.
Would you like to comment? Get on the radio.
Check out our website at www.the3guysrant.com.
The Three Guys Rant.
you watching the game at home? Why? Come watch it at Mambo Grill, the hottest spot in Downey. You'll have good food, drinks, and a great time at a low price. We have the coldest beer in our sports bar, where you can enjoy the game on any of our huge flat screen TVs. And when your home team wins, you get 25% off anything in Mambo Grill. We're on Downey Avenue, 1 block north of Firestone, or visit us on the web. Mambo Grill, love at first bite.
Welcome to the Monster Marketing Group, your one-stop shop for all your marketing needs. Anything you need to make that marketing and advertising campaign stand out, we're your people. Concepts, design, production, social media, anything that you can dream up, we're going to make happen for you. And we can do it in a very quick turnaround. Please give us a call at 888-49-MONSTER. Hi everyone, this is Dawn Garcia and I'm your host of A Taste of Dawn Radio, a show about discovering the passions, the sexy, and the moments we're savoring. Tune in for live music, celebrities, inspiring visionaries, and everything in between. See you every Wednesday on Rant Radio Network from noon to 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And remember, live life well.
This segment's sponsored by Mucho Macho Michelada. Whenever you got to spice up your beer, Mucho Macho Michelada is for you. Only real men.
Did you say mucho macho?
Mucho Macho, baby, where the real men come to drink.
Hey, I don't always drink michelada, but when I do, I drink mucho macho michelada.
If only Arvin could be a little more mucho macho.
Will it put some hair on my chest?
No, but te quema entrando y saliendo.
The experts know that for pastry, Baker's Bodega has it all. Exclusive brands like Westco Bankmart, Satin Ice, and Pastry Pride. One-on-one day seminars for cake decorating and gelatin art. So for our service, wide range of ingredients and supplies, and for the low prices, Baker's Bodega has it all. But you don't need to be an expert. Baker's Bodega, 7869 Paramount Boulevard in Pico Rivera. Come, we're waiting for you.
Streaming live from Los Angeles and worldwide, The Three Guys Rant with Arvin, Mike, and Phil. Check out our website at www.the3guysrant.com. The Three Guys Rant starts now.
All right, we're back from the break. We still have special in-studio guest because she hasn't decided to kill us yet. Erica Inez, rhymes with Guinness. And Arvin's going to tell us about motivation a little bit more later on. Yeah, we'll go from there.
Didn't they just decide that he wants to become a motivational speaker?
A motivational speaker.
Oh, motivational.
Motivational. He wants to talk about little engines that could.
If I ever become a motivational speaker, I swear I'm going to go out and get me a white suit and white shoes and tour the country. Put little lights on that suit.
Oh, I would love that. Oh, it'd be spectacular to watch Arvin do that. All right, so let's talk about the weekend. I got out this weekend and went and saw 42.
42 what?
Actually, I heard you didn't watch 42.
Actually, you're wrong.
Till about an hour after the fact.
Well, so we get to the movie theater.
You watch 42 what?
Jeez, you're a freaking moron.
What? 42 what?
The baseball movie 42.
Oh, that one. Okay, got it.
Jackie Robinson.
He watched it 42 times.
42 times. We went to a movie theater, and we were about 5 minutes before the movie started. So I thought
Which is rare for you, actually.
Well, you know, you're right. You're right, and
because you usually show up while the movie before it's still playing.
No. I figured number one, it was an early showing. We were going at 11 o'clock on a Sunday morning.
Right. Of course, because.
So you figured the church-going people are going to be at church.
Well, you know what the funny part is that there was a 9 o'clock showing, but I thought, no need to rush. Got to have my morning cup of coffee. We'll go at 11. How many people do you think would be there on a Sunday morning at 11?
Whole bunch of them.
Apparently so. So we get in about 5 minutes before the movie, and the theater was packed. Okay, so all right, fine, but we got decent seats because it was just the two of us. There was a lot of families there. Yeah,
I kept hearing that.
Yeah,
that a lot
well,
of
you know what?
it
is a very, very good family movie.
Now, let me ask you this before we get into the rest of your story. I keep hearing that there was not controversy, but there was a lot of what ifs because some of the language in the movie wasn't.
Well, I'm sure he was going to get to that at some point in his story, but
I was going to say where the family movie comes into question is to Arvin's point is there is a tremendous amount of use of the N-word.
Nerd?
A little harsher than nerd.
Oh.
Now, not nearly as many times as Django.
You know what? I didn't even hear it in Django.
Well, that's because you don't hear anything derogatory. But, it was used in a way that was sadly representative of the time. And so I didn't feel that it was over the top. But they also gave you the portrayal of, the owner of the Dodgers at the time, how he felt the need, how the guy who was Jackie Robinson, what he went through, what he endured to open, the sport of baseball to the African American community. It was a really. I mean, I like all the sports movies. Every time they come out, I like seeing them. So we got there, and the theater was packed. Okay, so we got good seats. Movies was supposed to start in about 5 minutes. Well, about 10 minutes in, the curtains start to move, and I thought, here we go. Well, about 10 minutes after that, the curtain goes up, and there's a flicker. We thought, okay, well, that's cute. Somebody's taking a picture of the screen. So another 10 minutes go by. So now we've been here about 30 minutes. And a manager comes in that the bulb burnt out.
Oh, wow.
And they're sorry. They're going to put a brand new bulb in the projector. But stick around afterwards and everybody gets a free popcorn. Yay. Okay, free popcorn. So the lights go back on. And we're listening to each other and we're waiting.
Let me grab a pillow and a blanket. Let me know when we get there.
And another 10 minutes go by and another manager comes in.
Are we there yet?
Sorry, the projector won't come back on. So he goes, the good news is we're going to move you to another theater 2 doors down. The bad news is it's half the size. So all of you won't fit. Okay. Take us over to the next theater. And, they offered refunds, what have you. And about 10 minutes after that, the movie starts.
Can I have a Tabullet?
Anyway, so to Arvin's point, we saw the movie an hour later than we should have, but we saw the movie.
My rebuttal to that is I actually went to the movie theaters. Completely different experience. I actually went to where there was only 42 seats in the entire theater. The seats reclined. Each seat was big enough for 2 people. Had some wine, had some vodka, had some coconut shrimp being brought over by a butler in 3D.
Oh, so your girlfriend took you out.
So wait, you saw 42 in 3D?
No, I saw Jurassic Park.
Okay, that would have been nice to share that. So let me get this
That's
straight.
irrelevant.
You saw a 42-year-old movie, paid $97 to go see it in 3D.
Actually, you know what? It was $100.
Okay, I was going to say, it was barely tolerable the first time back in 1992 when computers were coming to life, and now you saw the same crappy movie in 3D.
I got to say it was spectacular.
Oh, so the rubber dinosaur looked real this time?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I thought he was going to eat me.
All right, so nobody cares what you saw. So 42 was the #1 movie this weekend. A lot of families did see it, but to Arvin's point, I would caution it if you're uncomfortable around certain language.
But you know what? Here's the thing. When I hear people complain about the language in movies like Django and this one, that was the way it was at the time. I don't think that they were using it just to.
But Django's not for 6-year-olds, and there was a lot of 6-year-olds at this movie.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. So there was. Again, I didn't feel they were that uncomfortable. There was one particular scene where the manager of the Philadelphia Pirates at the time, he, would come out and he just kept screaming at him the N-word. So there was about a 5-10 minute awkward.
But that's probably what he went through. So why do we want to clean it up?
But let me ask you this.
Because a lot of people don't want to explain to their 6-year-olds.
Okay, so then don't take them. It's an easy fix. Let me ask you this. Okay.
But it's part of our history.
Right,
it's part of history. You should know that that's what happened. I don't have kids, but if I had a kid, I wouldn't want them to think that like everything was just perfect and like, I don't know what the issue is. Like that doesn't seem.
Well, there was a movement not too long ago that they wanted to rewrite Huckleberry Finn.
Right.
Because for the same reason. So they wanted to clean it up and actually change the N-word to African American.
Yeah.
But it takes away like the point of the story, which is like the end of the story. It's like you're kind of learning in the story why you shouldn't see the main characters that way. Like you should see beyond that, and taking that word out, like now that kind of takes away the point of the book.
Right.
So.
And to your point, I will say this, that if you get a chance to see the movie, what made it as good, if not better, than some of the other sports movies that have been out there is exactly what Mike just described.
Are you saying this movie is better than Major League with Charlie Sheen? There's no way this is better than Wild Thing. No way.
Was it as good as Bull Durham?
Oh, significantly better than Bull Durham. But Again, obviously we all know the ending. The butler did it, but he, how he triumphed, what became of the Dodgers, what became of the whole organization, what became of him as a person, and how it progressed from there. It was just, it was a really, really good movie.
But let me ask you this: did you leave the movie theater and hear any kids yelling out the N-word?
No.
Then I'm sure it was fine. And again, even with the Django, or Django, however you want to pronounce it, I really had no interest in seeing the movie.
Okay, but hold on. In all fairness, you don't think about it. I don't have children either, much like Erica, but I am sensitive to the plight of some children. And all I'm saying is Django had an immense amount of gratuitous violence.
You know what? And I only heard it like twice.
Okay, when somebody got shot in the head with a shotgun, it exploded like a watermelon. 6-year-olds don't need to see that. So if you want your child to understand, hold on, the plight of, slavery, okay, then let them watch Roots on TV.
Right.
Django's not the indicative version of the plight of.
Well, no. I'm saying in regards to the violence, yes, it was over the top. It was Quentin Tarantino. That's what he's known for. But in regards to the way people were talking to each other and the way people thought of each other, I think was very, very to the time.
Yeah, but I don't think a 6-year-old needs to see that. Is what I'm saying.
Well, it's not a movie for 6-year-olds.
Okay, so then what's your point? What are you arguing with me about?
I don't understand why people are trying to change things that were actual.
Well, in Django, the reason why there were complaints about use of the N-word so much is that the script's written by a white guy. So it's basically a white guy going like, yeah, it's not me. I'm using it because this is how I think these characters would talk to each other. But it brings up the question, like, what does this say about him? And then it makes it controversial. And then I think that's more why it's an issue in that movie. Whereas 42, it's an issue of whether or not you want your child exposed to that word and have to explain, history, basically. So, and then there's a debate as to whether or not you should have to do that, I guess.
Very eloquently.
Thank you. So the rest of where
all
I was
I'm going
going
to say is I don't even know if the white people are claiming Quentin Tarantino.
So the rest of where I was going with this media weekend, Arvin, I know you watched Spartacus. It ended.
Oh my God! What a pile of greatness! I was very pleased with it.
I was going to say that's one of the better endings I've seen in a series.
Do you see it?
No.
If anybody watches
you never
Spartacus,
watch it?
Was that
wanted to,
was
but I've
that the
never seen
series
it.
finale?
Yeah,
or?
series
That's
finale.
it. It's done. I gotta say.
Did he die at the end?
Did you not
He
read the
did?
book?
Yeah.
All right.
I gotta say, I thought the season was gonna suck. I think it started off very poorly, but then it picked up towards the end. I gotta say, the ending of that was truly and honestly probably one of the best endings I've ever seen in anything, movie,
Even
TV, or
better
anything.
than a happy ending?
Well, and where I
Well,
agree with
but
you
there's
so
a reach
heavily
around.
is for those of you like I was a diehard Sopranos fan. To me, that's one of the biggest
Oh
epic
my
fails
God!
ever.
That
of an ending.
pulled a Bieber right off the cliff.
Right. But what was so interesting about this one also, for those of you that are diehard Spartacus fans, at the beginning of taping of season 2, the lead actor, the filming was put on hold because he got cancer. They put it on hold, so they were going to. They did one called Kings of the Sand. Or
Lords, King,
something of the sand, and it was a pseudo second season to keep all the players. And what they did was the pre-op, where you kind of see how everybody came into the position and where all of the gladiators came from. And in the technical season 2, but actually season 3, right at the beginning of taping, they were getting ready to start the first 2 episodes, and he was in full remission. Everything was set. I guess like a second day of taping, it came back, and he died a week later.
Wow.
So then they found another actor to replace him who did a really good job. But I think the closing of it was really strong because, one, they remembered him in the closing. They showed the pictures of him. They gave the series really, really good finale.
You know what? Do you find it difficult to keep following a character when the actor has been changed?
It bugs me a little bit. It really does. I think I had a hard time. I mean, I followed the show, but they changed quite a few people in Spartacus. I know some of the girlfriends changed. The main character changed, obviously, because he died. I think they changed like 4 or 5 different people in just that episode. Over what was it, 5 seasons, 6 seasons, 4 seasons?
5 seasons.
Yeah, so if you really liked it, you would follow it and you'd enjoy it, but it did kind of rub me the wrong way.
I'm going to say, and this will get me in trouble. Thank goodness.
No, say it.
No. I'm going to save it for after the break.
We'll be back after this.
You're such a tease.
Yeah.
The Three Guys Rant.
Looking for a delicious, fresh family meal that's ready when you are and easy on your budget? Welcome to Piara Pizza. We make our pizzas with handmade dough, 100% real cheese, and tomato sauce blended with our own spices. Nothing is ever frozen. We always have large pepperoni and cheese pizzas fresh and waiting for you for only $5. Or choose one of our specialty pizzas. We have veggie, meat lovers, supreme, and Hawaiian. Add an order of our amazing hot wings, cheesy bread, or breadsticks. Our locations are ultra modern, ultra clean, and open 7 days a week. Visit any one of our locations today, or check us out on the web at www.piarapizza.com. Piara Pizza. Fresh, hot, and ready for you when you come in. Stop in for your Piara Pizza today.
What up, foodie freaks? It's Chef Bev Lazo with the Culinary Trend Show. Join me and my brigade every Thursday night from 8 to 9 p.m. where we will be cooking up some crazy stuff that will give you the appetite for discussion. It's all about the good food, good friends, and good times. Only here on RantRadioNetwork.com.
Hi, I'm Aaron Michael Sanchez.
And I'm Kelly V. Dolan.
And we are excited to announce our show Live with Aaron and Kelly is on Rant Radio Network. What do we talk about on our show, Kelly?
We talk about everything from entertainment to business and tech, and we have a few laughs in between.
That's right. Go check us out on RantRadioNetwork.com. That's RantRadioNetwork.com.
Check it out.
Streaming live from Los Angeles and worldwide, The Three Guys Rant with Arvin, Mike, and Phil. Check out our website at www.the3guysrant.com. The Three Guys Rant starts now.
All right, let me pick up where we left off and answer Mike's question, but I want to preface something. Back in the days of junior high school,
back in the 1930s.
Back in the 1930s.
When you used to go see Jackie Robinson play
my
in person.
best friend's mom would pay us $5 a day.
That's good money.
So good money. $5 a day each to sit there and watch Days of Our Lives for her. And then when she got home to cook us dinner.
Whoa. Are you telling me you used to be the Mexican TiVo back in the day?
Yes. No joke. We sat there, okay, from 12 to 1 and watched Days of Our Lives. So when she got home and as she was cooking dinner,
wait.
we would recap it for her.
Wasn't this 5 days a week?
Yes.
So you used to make $25 an hour to do exactly the same thing you do today.
$25 a week.
Yeah, that's what I said.
You said an hour, but we'll go with a week. Yeah, she would pay us $25 a week, to your point. I was in junior high, and all I had to do was sit there from 12 to 1 and watch Days of Our Lives. So, needless to say, I fell in love with Hope.
Hey, flashback, sir.
There you go.
Look at that. Does that bring a tear to your eye?
The long-winded answer to Mike's question is, do I have trouble following a character that changes? No, because I watched Days of Our Lives.
Because you're a big girl.
For about 7 years.
Yeah, don't they replace characters
all the time?
Yeah,
right. All the time. So that's why I don't really have an issue with a lot of the characters who get changed.
No, go ahead.
No, and on this particular instance, when you're watching the guys, if you've watched Spartacus at all, Arvin will attest. I mean, the guy was always covered in blood, always covered in dirt. They were always grungy. And the character was pretty similar in stature. So, and because they had done
there was 10 years of difference between them.
No, but they had also done that entire season of separation. So when the guy came back, it wasn't like you were truly invested in him over the time.
Now, here's the funny thing. I don't know if it's true or not. I read it. Who knows if there's any truth in it. But I heard that HBO is actually going to pick up the series after Spartacus, and they're going to call it Rome.
Okay.
Are you teasing?
No, I'm being serious.
Because there was a series called Rome.
Well, again, I don't know how factual it is. Maybe it was.
No, they
kind
could
of
have one, but I thought you were teasing him because they have the other series called Rome.
What was the other one about? Rome?
Yeah, it was like
it was about Africa.
There's a little town.
There was a character called Kunta Kinte.
Rome, Michigan, also here in the States.
Yeah,
so,
that's what I was talking about. Is it Michigan?
All right, so the long-winded that I was going with on updating the media I know Armin's heartbroken because canceled is Buck Wild has been canceled.
I love me some Buck Wild.
But Breaking
movies.
Amish got renewed.
Is that the Mafia one?
No.
She
Well, there was a show called the Amish Mafia, right? Or
something. Something.
Yeah, yeah.
That's funny.
You laugh. Don't listen to what that Puerto Rican says.
Since we're talking about movies and TV shows, do you ever find yourself doing something that you've seen in a movie, or trying to do something you've seen in a movie?
I'm sorry. Did you recently watch the movie of Debbie when she went to Dallas, or what are you trying to say?
No, I saw.
I did that from a TV show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tried to cook meth the way they do on Breaking Bad.
And what happened?
I think they left out a few ingredients.
No. Well, this one's for Arvin. Something never to do. And apparently, there's a guy in China who saw a movie where somebody shoved an eel up their butt. So he decided to go home and do it.
Oh my god!
So the eel started eating through his colon and his intestines, and they had to go in and surgically remove it.
Oh my god!
It's an eel after they pulled it out. So people don't try this at home or in a movie theater or anywhere.
I thought eels were green. Why is that one brown?
And then check this out, man. Apparently, this has been done before by a bunch of people, man. And again, in China, this guy thought it would be funny. It was a joke. He'd be funny to shove an eel up his butt, and he did it too. He died. So
why are we on the same picture?
That's the funny part. But anyways, don't
That's the funny part.
You see what I'm surrounded with? You see what I'm surrounded with?
All right,
So
if you want to
don't attempt this at home, kids.
All right, if you want to go down the animal list, let's talk about Donald Trump. Did you see that his dad put a picture out?
We go from eels of somebody's rectum to Donald Trump? That's how we're going to transition.
Well, it's the same thing. Ass. What's
okay?
Alan, can you put that picture up of Donald Trump's dad?
He's gonna show the eel picture again.
I think he's a little disgusted.
Hey, he dropped that the lawsuit, didn't he?
Was it $5 million?
Yeah,
$1 million?
I think he dropped it against Bill Maher.
Oh man! All right. Well, while he's looking for the picture, oh, here we go. Look at that. I only slept with Donald Trump's mother to win a bet.
Nice.
I gotta say, it's the same haircut.
Yep.
All right. So sticking on the animal subject, I went out to
really.
I went to the pound this weekend to look for some lovely ladies, and I think I found some in high heels. They're the.
Wow. So you adopted him, huh? You're a pet owner now. And again, for people, we are streaming some pictures. So if you hear all this madness and we're laughing, and you don't know why, you really need to stream.
Those bitches are hot.
And
Erica
he's going to start crying now.
Erica's
he's going to be out for like 5 minutes.
Her agent, I'll never, ever come back.
As a matter of fact, she's going to call and say, you know what? You're fired.
That's a really popular meme in China. That's like a thing to do in China is put pantyhose on your dog.
Is it
really?
That's where that's from. That's like really that's
Oh
a
my
thing
God.
right now.
You're kidding.
I'm not kidding. That's why we have all those.
Alan, put that picture
there's
back
all
up.
these pictures that have been posted where people are like, haha, and some of them the dogs actually they don't have shoes. The dog's like walking around the house in pantyhose, and the dogs really don't look thrilled with it. They're like, what's
They're walking all funny because they can't feel the floor. And
Really? See, I came across this on like, what kind of sick weirdo I didn't know it was a thing.
It's like people thought it was funny, and it's an internet meme right now, and it originated apparently in China.
I gotta say, there's a lot of weird things going on with animals right now.
And what's amazing, how they're just laying there like with this face, like, please kill me now.
Okay, now that we're sticking with dogs, oh, here we go. I don't know what this video is. This video isn't mine.
You want to describe it because it went away.
Let's talk about toy poodles. You know that there's big money in toy poodles or toy anything or what's the other name? They call them cup poodles or whatever.
No, you're thinking of Pomeranians, teacups.
Yeah, teacups. But apparently the smaller the animal, the more money you can ask for it. Well, there was one that sold, this animal sold for a whopping, I'm not even sure what. But if Alan can bring the picture up, I think he has a couple pictures of this toy poodle.
Okay, so you're gonna talk to us about how much you can sell him for, but you don't know what he sold for. Is that the theme here?
It might have sold for $1,000. I'm not sure, but
okay.
if you can,
and you think $1,000 is a lot of money?
Okay, $10,000. Let's go with $10,000.
Okay.
It sold for $10,000. But I think we can get into this business because there it goes. I think he found it. He'll be putting it up. He's got a couple pictures up.
It's getting cold.
But it's a white poodle. See, there's a poodle on the left, and the poodle on the right is the one that's sold. Very cute, very different than anything else.
That's a poodle.
That
possum.
just came from the vet. It got blown dry and permed, and this thing sold. But if you look a little closer, it's not even a dog. That's a ferret that they blow dry. Mikey?
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you, Kim Jong-un.
Okay. Oh, you weren't here last week, Erica. We have pictures of him. I swear, him and Kim Jong-un are brothers because Kim Jong-il's his dad. No joke.
Yeah,
They
and
look like
again,
twins.
I don't know how that's even physically possible when he's younger than me.
No, that's, one is your brother, Il is your dad.
Isn't that the same person? They sound the same.
Isn't that a rap group?
Young Il?
And
Look at
there
that.
it is. Look. Look at Arvin next to him.
Can we do the side by side again?
Stand up a little bit.
Hold on. He'll fix it right now.
Don't they look like twins, Erica? I mean, they look like separated at birth.
Oh, look at that. He's getting smaller.
He's getting smaller. And he moves. All right.
And again, you need to be streaming to see what we're seeing.
Holy crap, I got 10 over the weekend.
But you know what? Let me ask something real
That's
quick,
funny.
since we're talking about crazy stuff. And yeah, it's about religion. But anyways, you've heard of Orthodox Jews, right? And every religion's got some strict beliefs. But one of their beliefs is that you cannot fly over a cemetery.
What the hell is that?
All right? Because you become impure. So this person happens to be a rabbi in that church. So what they do is they wrap themselves in plastic completely because in theory they're not flying over the cemetery because they're covered in plastic.
But wait,
So
how does it take away the fact that you flew over something?
That's where I was going. Can somebody please explain this
so
to
let
me?
me ask you this. You'd rather die of suffocation than be impure.
Apparently.
Well, but he's got a breathe, so he had to poke a hole in that.
Is he breathing through his butt?
Apparently, some of them have tried to go in hermetically sealed bags.
I don't
And
even know
pilots have had to turn the plane back around.
Yeah, I don't even know how they would allow that.
You can't breathe in that.
I understand that. So, we always make fun of people, but, this is crazy everywhere. And if you're Jewish and, this offends you, Arvin at the 3guysrant.com.
You know what? If you want to go down the racist card, did you guys...
what I'm saying is...
have you guys heard the new rap song that LL Cool J and Brad
The Accidental
Paisley did?
Racist?
I read about it.
Did you hear it? It's called Accidental Racist.
I don't see what the thing was with it. I read
the
some
whole,
of the lyrics.
The whole song is racist.
It's not racist, man.
And the funny thing is that I think it was done intentionally just to stir controversy because I know he was, I want to say a Tonight Show or David Letterman, and he had no issues whatsoever with it. He said he was absolutely content with the reaction that the song is getting.
Well, he's an artist. I mean, when he puts out a product, he's thinking about how the audience is going to perceive it, and if that's what he was expecting,
I think he got exactly the reaction that he was expecting from that song. But yeah, the whole song is racist. I think it's funny. I think some people are just going overboard with it, but it is funny. I don't know if he's gotten to the point in his career to where he's got to create controversy just to stay in the limelight.
Which one of them?
Both of them.
I don't see why they would, though.
Yeah.
One's got a thriving show on CBS, and Brad Paisley, he's stronger than ever.
Yeah, popular as hell.
Can you name another song?
Of his?
Of both of them?
I don't know what LL Cool J has done in a while, but...
What's the name of the show?
NCIS LA.
How did you do that? How'd you make that dummy talk over there?
Whew, that's
So-
harsh.
Oh, apparently we got a phone call. Do we have a phone call or no? Caller, are you there?
Right here.
All right, who are we speaking to?
This is John.
Hey, John, how you doing? You're on there with the Three Guys Rant and Erica Innes.
Very nice. Very
Very nice. Hey, since you guys are talking about music, I was just wondering what your guys' thoughts were on Justin Bieber's comments regarding Anne Frank, where he's going out to see Anne Frank's museum, and then he comes out and says, I think Anne Frank would have been Bieber, and kind of like put the whole limelight on himself instead of Anne Frank.
That sounds like something that Phil would be doing.
I'm sorry?
I think he's an idiot, and we should beat him publicly.
I would say, to me, it was tasteless.
For charity. They should let you donate some money and then punch him.
And go into the Anti-Defamation League or something like that.
I think to me it was tasteless. I mean, obviously there was no true harm, but you figure in a situation like that, it has to not always be about you.
Yeah, absolutely. I was just wondering what your thoughts were, because I thought it was kind of like self-serving comments. Like he's somebody that important that Anne Frank would actually like him, and diminishes the things that Anne Frank did.
Yeah, I totally agree. But aren't most celebrities have that same thought process?
I have to agree. They do. They don't realize that it's not all about them. It's there are some real important people who did some real things in life other than entertain us.
I think it's harder though for celebrities where they start off like a child and become famous, because I feel like when you're a kid, everything is kind of about you. Like your parents take care of you, they do all this stuff for you, and then you become famous, and then so there's no gap in that. I think if you're a grown up first, even if you are self-centered, there's some point in your life where you're like, oh, it's not all about me. I have to do things myself.
I think you're absolutely right. I think you're correct in that. In regards to, I think 99% maybe of celebrities do have that mentality. The only person I can think of that wasn't like that is Justin Timberlake. I think he still seems very grounded.
Hey, John, thank you for the call. We're going on a break.
Great. Good to see you guys. Hope to see you guys at the office soon. It's John Avila. Take care.
All right, take care. You listen to the Three Guys Rant. We'll be back after this.
Hi, everyone. This is Dawn Garcia, and I'm your host of A Taste of Dawn Radio, a show about discovering the passions, the sexy, and the moments we're savoring. Tune in for live music, celebrities, inspiring visionaries, and everything in between. See you every Wednesday on Rant Radio Network from noon to 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And remember, live life well.
The experts know that for pastry, Baker's Bodega has it all. Exclusive brands like Westco Bankmart, Satin Ice, and Pastry Pride. One-on-one day seminars for cake decorating and gelatin art. So for our service, wide range of ingredients and supplies, and for the low prices, Baker's Bodega has it all. But you don't need to be an expert. Baker's Bodega, 7869 Paramount Boulevard in Pico Rivera. Come, we're waiting for you.
This segment's sponsored by Mucho Macho Michelada. Whenever you got to spice up your beer, Mucho Macho Michelada is for you. Only real men.
Did you say mucho macho?
Mucho Macho, baby, where the real men come to drink.
Hey, I don't always drink michelada, but when I do, I drink Mucho Macho Michelada.
If only Arvin could be a little more Mucho Macho.
Will it put some hair on my chest?
No, but te quema entrando y saliendo.
Welcome to the Monster Marketing Group, your one-stop shop for all your marketing needs. Anything you need to make that marketing and advertising campaign stand out, we're your people. Concept, design, production, social media, anything that you can dream up, we're going to make happen for you, and we can do it in a very quick turnaround. Please give us a call at 888-49-MONSTER. Streaming live from Los Angeles and worldwide, the Three Guys Rant with Arvin, Mike, and Phil. Hot topics and headlines, love doctors, politics.
Arvin's Corner.
The Three Guys Rant starts now.
The Three Guys Rant. All right, we're back for the final segment of the Three Guys Rant. For those of you that have stuck around, we appreciate it. Please try not to throw up too much in your mouth when you hear us. Before we go too much further, we want to give Erica the mic one more time so she can tell us where she's going to be and where you can see her.
Oh, cool. I will be at Flappers in Burbank on Thursday in the Yoo-Hoo Room, 7:30, emceeing for Jerry Rocha. And then Friday, I'll be featuring at Flappers in Claremont for Lisa Alvarado. And then you can also, if you want, you can get my album on either iTunes or Amazon, and the album smells like Nerd Spirit.
Nice. Arvin, all of that's going to be on our site also, all the links and attachments?
Yes.
Wow, he was so confident about it.
Hold on. I got one thing to say.
All right.
Hold on. I'm not ready yet.
Ship my pants. Right here? Ship my pants, you're kidding.
You can ship your pants right here.
You hear that? I can ship my pants for free.
Wow, I just may ship my pants.
Yeah, ship your pants. Billy, you can ship your pants too.
I can't wait to ship my pants, Dad.
I just shipped my pants, and it's very convenient.
Very convenient.
I just shipped my drawers.
I just shipped my nightie.
I just shipped my bed.
For anybody, even if you're not streaming, but you heard that,
That was great.
I gotta say that is so refreshing. I think most of the commercial, and again, let me just throw it out there. That's a Kmart commercial.
I was waiting for him to just bypass the whole thing.
Kmart commercial. I gotta say it's refreshing because a lot of the stuff that you see either on TV or here.
So, but what are they pushing?
That they're shipping. You know,
So you can go to Kmart
ship my pants
and ship. I know, but ship them.
You can buy online, and I'm sure they can ship them to you.
All right.
Is it anything new? No. Are they doing anything?
No, it was funny though.
That's all it comes. That thing's gotten. I think last time I checked was 8 million views in like a matter of days.
All right.
So I got to say it's cool. I look forward to more people kind of pushing the envelope that way because I'm sick and tired of the Burger King commercials that thank God they're not playing them anymore. And the other stupid commercials out there are Starburst. Starburst, if you ever want to be a sponsor of the show, I love your commercials, but for now they suck.
You know what's funny is he called me the Mexican TiVo earlier.
Oh my God, look at that. The last time I saw this was right before the show, not even 2 hours ago. In about 90 minutes, it's got another 1.5 million views.
I'm going to say that it's genius.
Oh, absolutely.
It's absolute genius.
I'll tell you what else is genius. If you win the lotto, talk to an attorney and don't come out in public. Because you remember the guy that just won the Powerball over there in wherever the hell it was? Back east?
Yeah.
And there's an arrest warrant out for him now for not paying his child support.
Yeah, but that was the same day he won.
But for $29,000.
Yeah, I know.
So if I'm him, I'm like, man, I wipe my ass for
Why
$29,000.
he couldn't just pay it?
Apparently not before winning.
Okay, so then he gives her 10 grand.
So he
legally?
owes $29,000, but he gives her 10 grand.
Oh, I thought he said
Okay,
2,900.
cool.
What can I say, man? I went to the Unified School District.
Which
right in the background, listen for this. It's the jazzed up version this morning. The man
This
who
is jazz?
Oh, it's the jazzed up version. The man who was the voice of Charlie Brown in the first Peanuts television special was pleaded guilty to threatening and stalking his ex-girlfriend, and apparently he was sentenced today.
To what?
Was it a sad day in Philtopia?
You know what? He's going to get up to 3 years in prison at his sentencing next month. So I'm sorry, he wasn't sentenced. He was found guilty, though, today. So he entered a plea. That's a very sad day, man. You know, the guy talking as Charlie Brown is going to go away.
Wonk, wonk, wonk.
I'm sorry, was that news?
I thought so. To me, it's sad.
That is sad.
Out of everything we've said here, that was the one thing that Erica did not laugh at. That was
because she thought it was sad.
That was pathetic.
She agreed with me.
Hey, what about that teen mom?
Octomom?
No, the teen mom.
You know, the only reason I haven't brought her up yet, I'm waiting for them to release the tape.
She apparently made a porn
with James Dean.
With James Dean, whoever he did one with somebody else, right?
Well, no, he's friends with Lilo.
Lilo, okay. And she's holding out because she wants a couple of $1 million for it.
Well, but the whole thing started. I don't know if you read all the article behind it. She was her people went to him and said, "We'd like you to act like you're dating, and then we're going to leak the tape. And we want you to be as disgusted as she is, so we can sell it to somebody." So they had the whole thing planned. They were shopping. He said no. He said, I do porn. I'm not a porn star, but a lot of people know me. They're going to know that.
That's not like a double negative. I do porn, but I'm not a porn star.
Well, no.
I thought he was a porn star.
Well, but I mean, he was
He's
saying
in the movie with Lindsay Lohan. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a porn star.
Is he self-proclaimed porny star?
Well, no, I guess porn star meaning how many movies he's done or whatever. But so
that
he,
make
he
me a
said
porn
that
star.
he said he wouldn't lie about it. Wait, did you just say it makes you a porn star?
Yeah, that's,
Okay.
I just had to go right over that.
He wasn't going to lie about it, and he didn't want them leaking it. So Vivid was hanging on to it because I guess they had it professionally produced, and now she's asking for $2 million for it. So
She's crazy, man.
Dude, you know how people are. Maybe this is a different version of the controversy, and she still might get
she's
it.
not. She's not. I'm just not gonna say anything. Let's just say I wouldn't pay.
Your thoughts on it from a woman's perspective?
Oh, I don't know. I think it's cool that he didn't want to play along with it.
What about her though?
What do you mean?
Because if a guy did this, if there was a popular guy who did it with, Jessie Jane or one of the famous porn actresses, they'd probably get a lot more, beef. So is this two-sided because she decided to do this and put it together?
Well, you think the guy would get in more trouble for trying to do this?
No. I think if a guy did it, there'd be less pushback.
I mean, like nobody would care? Or?
No, I don't think anybody would badmouth him as bad as they're going after her.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, that's for like any time a woman does stuff like that, I think. So.
Yeah, there's always been a double standard.
I mean, it's weird because then you have porn stars, like female porn stars, and everybody's like, ooh, and likes them. But like, it's, I don't know. It's a weird spot. It's a weird spot to be in, probably.
That's what I'm thinking.
Hey Phil, you going to Europe sometime this year?
Yes.
Are you going to the Louvre?
You know what? I don't know that we're going to be able to fit it into the schedule.
Did you hear that what's going on over there?
No.
The museum actually has to close a few times because of the epidemic of pickpockets.
It's funny. There's going to be a documentary on that.
What exactly is a pickpocket? Sad people that walk around with pigs.
I swear, Arvin is straight out of a Charles Dickens novel, but he never made it off the page.
No, he's the Rose. He's Rose in Golden Girls.
I like it.
That's why I'm gonna start calling you Rose.
Just don't call me late.
But
for dinner.
apparently, there's gangs of pickpockets that actually have gone to the museum. They become confrontational to the point where the staff has decided, we're not going to go to work, and they've had to close it a few times.
They don't have security?
Apparently not. I don't get it, but yeah.
You know where you should go? You should go to Puerto Rico.
I hear it's awesome down there.
You know that there was a lot of people riding around on motorcycles.
Their food is awesome.
Yeah. All right. As we close the show here, let's talk about the last. Here are the updates. Unfortunately, a third person has passed away in Boston. The injuries are up to 141, and they're saying that several of the agencies are working feverishly together, and now they're reviewing all of the video to try and piece it together to see if they can find it. One of the saddest parts also so far, they're looking for a Penske truck that tried to gain access to the marathon route but was turned away. So again, that screams of homegrown, and I hope they catch whoever it is.
I hope they find him quick.
Yeah.
For those of you that are watching the sports tonight, Boston Celtics and the Indiana game has been canceled.
And Kobe is done. There's no coming back for Kobe.
You understand we're talking about Boston and people that,
Yes.
Okay. But you wanted to attack Kobe in that statement, huh?
It's
Arvin at the3guysrant.com. Hate mail at the3guysrant.com is all sent to Arvin. Hashtag hate mail Arvin. Hashtag hate Arvin.
You know what? That would be so funny if we can actually get that to trend on Twitter. What was that again, Phil?
Arvin is a douche. At the3guysrant.com. Hashtag douchey Arvin.
Isn't that the way the DJ goes? Douche, 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 douche.
No, that's what women scream out when you walk into the club.
Wow.
You think it's music,
You
but
know what?
it's not.
For anybody flying to the Boston Logan area, check ahead of time. A lot of flights have been canceled. There are no flights. Everything is being banned over the site. And I don't know if Mike, do you know if the airport was shut down? I couldn't find that at this time.
No, from what I read, diverting flights.
Okay,
Anything
so-
going over the route was being diverted.
So anybody going around that area to that area, you might want to check with the airline before you leave to the airport.
Are we coming to a close?
We are coming to a close.
All right. Make sure you check out Erica Innes. What's your Twitter?
Nerd Girl Comedy.
There you go.
All right. And thank you to everybody. And make sure you watch out for the pig pockets.
That's right. And we'll be back Thursday from 5 to 6.
That's a cute picture.